Now we will complete the wings. You need the feathers, the blessing ribbon, a pair of scissors, your glue stick, and the felt feather back. You have 8 feathers, 4 for each side. You'll have brown feathers for the top and the bottom of the wings. And then you'll have 2 accent feathers for the middle. So here's one wing. And here is the other. And it'll look something like this. Now what we need to do is trim the quills so that they place nicely on the back and they're even in length. And here's what I think is the best practice for that. Take your glue stick and using your feather felt back, look to see where the glue is going to need to be in order to hold the feathers in place. It's going to be just essentially right above the pin mechanism. And then heavily place glue in the middle. Don't go all the way to the edges, just in the middle right there. A big heavy dot of glue. And now we're going to place the feathers in place. I'm going to use the short ones first so that we can see how long this wing is and then trim the others accordingly. Oops, I did that wrong. You want to start with the middle feathers first. I'm going to make the small one go down and the big one go up. Going to add a little more glue here. And lastly, this bottom feather right there. Okay, now I'm going to turn it around and see if it looks good, if it's the way I want it. Pretty good. Now I'm going to do the other side, but in order to make it about the same length, I'm going to need to trim these. I'm going to start with this one and then the little accent feather. I'm going to add a little more glue. This is a place where if you used a stir stick can come in handy because this feather piecing part can be a little messy. So if you do this, it keeps your glue stick from having little feather filaments all over it. And then this one on top. And lastly, this one on bottom will also need trimming. Looks about right. Little pieces of feather all over your workspace. Okay. A little glue here for this last feather. And then we'll turn it over and see if it looks right. It looks good to me. I'm going to move this feather up some so that we can see it. Remember, after you place the banner, that bottom part of the feathers will be covered. Okay, so now what we're going to do, if your feathers are in place the way you want them, you're going to put copious amounts of glue on the felt feather back piece. I mean, just put it on really thick, because I don't actually sew this piece down. I find that the glue works just fine. And if you tack it down, you risk penetrating through the face piece. The felt feather back goes halfway to 2/3 of the way up the head, so that the head stays in alignment with the rest of the body and doesn't flop forward. There we go. Okay, so now our wings are in place. Can make small adjustments while the glue is still wet. And now we're going to complete the piece with the blessings from the moon ribbon. And for this part, you're just going to trim around the outside of the ribbon. And this can get a little tricky in the corners, so if you've got some nice smaller scissors that have a sharp pointed tip, that can be helpful here. I'm just going to use these regular sewing scissors. So I'm going to trim all of the white edges off the ribbon, and then we're going to glue it down to the front of the moon art doll, and we'll be done. Now, as far as the edge goes of this ribbon piece, you can leave this part right here straight if you'd like, just cut straight across there, or you can cut a little V shape in like you see here. There's a little tick there to make the ribbon look like the ends have a little concave V shape in them. I'm going to leave this one straight. And then we are going to put 3 blobs of glue I'm going to move this feather up so you can see it a little better. Okay, 3 blobs of glue on the back. One right in the middle where it goes against the body, and then one on this edge and one on this edge to stick it to the feathers. And this does not need to be sewn. The glue will be sufficient in holding it into place. You want to hold it for a moment so that the glue has time to adhere. And then you are finished with your moon art doll pin.